Hey guys, my name is Dave. I'm with AAA Coach. I'm the owner, founder, and I'm also an instructor. I'm going to do a reaction video to this video, which I've already watched the whole thing. It's pretty interesting. And what I really like about this is you can tell that these individuals who haven't shot a weapon before, a firearm, weapon, gun, whatever, you can tell they're non-assuming people. What I mean by that is that if you saw them on the streets, you'd be like, who the hell is that? Like, they pose me zero threat. Whereas you'll see an instructor here in the video, and he's a good instructor, you can tell he's very patient. If you was to see him, you might be like, he may have a gun. And anyway, so there's various personalities in this video. There's various races. I assume there's various sexual orientation. Not that that matters, but in today's day and age, that's something that seems to be of importance. Anyway. Which is great because each one of these individuals, I think there's 5 of them, are shooting the firearm for the first time in their life. And now we're going to catch it on video and kind of see their initial reactions, which is really cool. So without further ado, let's check this out.
My name is Monica and I am a nanny and a bartender.
I'm Ahmed and I'm a full-time student. No.
I've never been around a gun. I've never heard one go off before in person, so.
My family's not a gun family, so this is my first opportunity.
I was born and raised in Saudi Arabia. My parents are from Morocco. In both countries, it's not very, it's pretty hard to get a gun. It's not readily accessible as here.
Well, as long as some people have guns, I think everybody should have the right.
I think that we should keep guns out of the hands of mentally unstable people. I'm fairly stable.
When I moved.
So that's hilarious. The person in the video says that, we should keep the guns out of mentally unstable people. The other guy who's giving the interview asks, "Are you mentally unstable?" Which is a great response for somebody who advocates of keeping guns out of the mentally unstable. I don't disagree with that, but how are you going to determine who is mentally unstable and who isn't? Yes, there's doctors, psychiatrists, so on and so forth, but there's a lot of them that are anti-gun and they would love to be an activist for gun control. So that's a very slippery slope. To go down to say, this person or that person or this person is mentally unstable. If that is going to be a thing in the future, then, man, there has to be some robust evidence that somebody is mentally unstable. So, anyway, we'll continue on.
My first initial reaction was being very anti-gun, but reading more into it, I just see that it's a big part of the culture here. So I just didn't want to keep talking about me being anti-gun without ever trying to shoot a gun. So
I like this guy. He's obviously beta-esque. I'm not going to assume his preferences and all that stuff. But you can kind of tell he's beta-esque and, guns may not be his forte. But I liked what he said is he's not going to be a gun advocate or a gun control advocate without even shooting one. So I really like this guy a lot. And you'll see later on, he has a valid point later on in the video, and you've actually
thought about
becoming a concealed carry permit holder, because I kind of go into some weird neighborhoods for work, and so I thought this would be an awesome kind of a start.
Okay, so that last lady, the lady in the purple jacket, she wants to become a CCW holder because she goes into some bad neighborhoods. And that's a valid point. However, you should want to become a CCW holder or carry a gun, a constitutional carry, just because you want to protect yourself and others at all times. Whether you're in a bad neighborhood, a good neighborhood, or whatever, you should be able to have the ability to defend yourself at all times, not just in bad neighborhoods. And that touches on the mentality aspect of actually carrying a firearm everywhere you go and everywhere you can legally. So.
Cool.
So we're gonna get our foamies in.
Yeah.
Here's that instructor I was talking about.
Oh, cool. So it's a little my own magazine. Okay, so.
Like, he looks like he's ex-military, kind of carries himself well. It might be somebody you'd be like, that guy might have he may have a gun, may not have a gun. He's not completely unassuming.
Pick up the gun, finger off the trigger, muzzle pointed directly down range. Put that finger all the way up on the frame here, okay?
So if you notice, he's very patient. He's very patient with these individuals, and I applaud him. He's very patient with these individuals, especially with the lady in the purple jacket. Later on, she's kind of razzled a little bit.
Slow, steady squeeze. Fire when ready.
Anticipation music. Man, watch this lady. Man, her face. Look at her face. There are a lot of people like this. And this guy, and you'll see later, he kind of pictures himself or envisions himself in some kind of a movie. Now, I want you to see her face now. It's her first time shooting. One round, right? Her first time shooting. And then take a picture of this and a mental image of this face right here. And then I want you to see her face later on. Okay, so for those who don't have a lot of training or any training in this aspect, they want to just hold the gun with one hand, right? And then, if you hold the gun with one hand, you're just not going to be that accurate. So you'll see later. Now, did you see the face? Let's see. We're going to check this out. Hold on. I'm going to pause it right here. Now, look at this dude's face. He's just like, you can tell that he has some kind of appreciation for it, and he actually probably sees himself in a movie or something. Just his face is very, wow, that was cool, and I think he's trying to maintain his composure. Now this lady, let's go back. Okay, this lady, she's the most animated out of all of them. I have a customer like this, and she was so razzled by shooting. I literally was saying, "Hey, listen, we don't have to shoot a lot. We can just shoot a little bit, and then I want you to breathe." So if you're ever at the range, if you're a new shooter and you're ever at the range, and whatever range it is, and you're just razzled, literally close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, and breathe from your diaphragm, and calm yourself, calm your nerves. It will help you tremendously to get past whatever fear you may have of the firearm. I would suggest to do it with a professional like AAA coach or some other professional, but preferably us, and it helps out tremendously. So we'll continue.
Finger off the trigger, finger off the trigger, finger off the trigger, finger off the trigger. Finger off the trigger. Finger off the trigger. Oh, no, hold on to it though. Finger off the trigger. Good job. Now, right thumb to magazine release, left hand to magazine. There you go. You're good. You're ready to catch it. There you go. Now magazine down. Bullseye.
Okay, so if you notice, each one of those individuals were rattled in some way, shape, or form by firing the firearm. They couldn't even hear instructions very well. And it took the instructor here to repeat himself. So if you're an instructor out there, especially if you're a new instructor and you haven't run into this, this will be something that you need to look out for, because even though they're trying to do the right thing by listening to you, they may not have it all together up here because they just fired the firearm for the first time in their life, or whatever the case may be. So keep a lookout for that.
Great shot, dude. Bullseye. It's okay. You missed the paper. No worries. Just go slower with the trigger, okay?
Oh, slower?
Yep. It's okay. It's okay. Do you want to shoot more?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
So this lady said, absolutely. That is an affirmative. That is an affirmative gesture saying that she liked it. She really liked it. So for anybody that may be watching this that is apprehensive to any kind of firearms or firearms training or anything like that, give it a shot. Just give it a shot. Go to a reputable instructor, and I'm telling you, you'll probably really, really enjoy it most of the time. Some of you may not enjoy it at all. All right, so everybody's different, but I think most of you will really, really enjoy it, and you'll probably end up liking the idea of having a firearm, if not buying your own firearm yourself.
One thing that you did, right? As soon as you shot, you let go with your left hand. All right, just keep that left hand on there. You're gonna load up 9 rounds, right? How was it?
Pretty scary.
What?
I'm all like shaky.
Let it go. Perfect. All right, left hand grip. You got 9 shots.
Okay.
Remember to breathe and slow, steady trigger squeezes. Fire when ready.
Now this guy, if he continues to train, he's going to be a really good shooter. You can see how calm he is. That lady, she really enjoys it. You can tell by her face. Now, okay, we're going to go back. We're going to pause right here. Now remember this lady's face from earlier. It was almost like a grimace face. Look at her smile now. I'm telling you, if you're a new shooter, you will initially you'll be shaken up, but once you start shooting, you'll be like, this isn't bad. It's like driving a car. The first time you get in the car to drive, for your very first time, you're super nervous. Well, after, I don't know, maybe 100 hours of driving, you're like, I got this. This is cool, right? So just give it a shot, not just once. Like, go to the range, shoot, okay, cool. Go to the range again, go to the range at least 2 or 3 times and shoot with a reputable instructor, me, hopefully, and you will see that it's not that bad, okay? And then you can actually defend yourself, and I'm talking to mostly petite ladies and men that could be very overpowered at any given point in time. You can defend yourself. You have an equalizer to defend yourself, and you have the right to have your firearm as per the Second Amendment.
Keep the muzzle point directly downrange.
Okay. Oh.
the trigger, finger off the trigger. Well, there you go. There you go.
Now, there's nobody in this video that actually, there's nobody in this video that actually was frowning or anything after the fact. They were all smiles. They all had something that they liked about shooting a firearm. Now, whether they're political views or whatever, it doesn't matter. They really liked to shoot the firearm. So that's a key point in this video, I think.
Intense.
Like while I was shooting, I was thinking about like songs with gun references, like boom, boom, boom stuff. But yeah, trying to.
So, like I said, I think he envisioned himself in a movie, holding the gun and shooting it. I really think that maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But he's obviously doing some kind of entertainment thing in his head, whether it be a movie or song. He even admitted a song or something like that with gun references. But he enjoyed it. Now, to this point, I don't technically, I don't agree with. I'm sorry. Later on, this guy has a valid point coming up. So let's watch it.
Glamorize it, I guess. Not as glamorous as the movies. No.
It was cool.
A little harder than I thought. It's kind of scary how much power that is.
It's very exhilarating and kind of scary. So, yes, yeah, yes.
There's so much adrenaline that I didn't have much feeling. Like everything was just focused in my hands. Like I couldn't really feel the rest of my body.
Probably not. No. Maybe in like a dystopian society when I like have to, but like I don't feel like I need a gun.
It's kind of a scary idea now that I've actually done it, and I would need, like training. People who actually have them should be very well trained and, vetted.
Okay, so we're going to go back to the other dude, right? And we're going to talk about his point real quick. So this guy, he says he don't feel like he would ever need a gun unless it's a dystopian society. And that's where I think he's wrong. I think he's wrong in that sense where he should, pardon if you can hear this upstairs, it's my son, but anyway, he should have the mindset of I want to defend myself, so maybe I should exercise my Second Amendment right. Now, if he's not comfortable with that, that's fine. I'm not dogging on him, okay? But I don't think his mentality is where it's supposed to be when it comes to defending oneself. If he decides to get a gun in a dystopian society, as he puts it, it's going to be too late at that point in time to, one, get the firearm, get the ammo, as we know with the ammo shortages that happened in the last couple of years, and two, and three, to get the training. Okay? So if you don't think you need a firearm, unless it's a dystopian society or something of that nature, by that time it's too late. You need to prepare now in the event there is a dystopian society and hope that there will never be. Now this other lady.
When I like have to, but like I don't feel like I need a gun.
It's kind of a scary idea now that I've actually done it, and I would need, like training. People who actually have them should be very well trained and.
I don't disagree with this lady. I don't know where her political views are when it comes to the Second Amendment. Right. Okay? I think that every single person that has a firearm should get training. There's a key word there. Should. Not shall, as in lawyer speak or law speak. If we were to say every person with a gun shall get training, then you're putting something on the constitutional right that hinders a person from actually keeping and bearing a firearm. So, I think that people should get training, but they shouldn't be forced to get training, okay? So I don't know where her political views are. I imagine, I'm going to assume here that they're less than right. But she's exactly right. Anybody who has a firearm should get training. And that doesn't mean going to the range and shooting your firearm by yourself. Yeah, don't do that. Don't shoot yourself either. But that doesn't mean going to the range and shooting your firearm by yourself. That means getting training from reputable professionals. Okay, so just because you go to the range and you shoot a couple of times a year doesn't mean you're trained. It means you at least have some kind of knowledge of your firearm, but you're not trained.
Vetted. It's a big deal to have a gun.
I mean, like here, I'm just like looking at a piece of paper. Sure, it's not as bad, but like imagining if that was like an actual person, then no.
So, like I said, I like that guy a lot because his mind is correct. His mind is correct when he's saying, yeah, I'm shooting at a piece of paper. But what if that had to be a person? What if that had to be a human being, right? And maybe in his mind, he can't actually harm somebody, even if that somebody is trying to harm him. So that is a very good analysis of self-defense. And so I really like the way he's thinking in that aspect because if he ever does have to shoot somebody in self-defense, he will probably be 100% justified.
No, I already have one. Yeah, I bought one a few months ago. And
Okay, so this guy's saying he already has a firearm. Great, man. You're exercising your Second Amendment right. But he hasn't gone and gotten training. Here in a minute, he's going to say this is the perfect opportunity, which I would admit it's probably not a perfect opportunity because you can go get training. Any training is a perfect opportunity that's going to teach you about firearms. But this is something that he's gonna take with him for the rest of his life, and hopefully he goes and gets training.
been sitting, and this was a perfect opportunity to get comfortable with firearms in general.
Okay, so getting comfortable with firearms, going to a range and shooting a couple of times does not get you comfortable with the firearm. You'd have to go to the range several times, and even though you may be comfortable with the firearm, you don't know your firearm intimately, which is what we teach at AAA Coach. We want you to know your firearm and how firearms work intimately so that you can make the best decision for yourself and your family. That's the end of the video, guys. So if you made it this far, thank you. Hit the like and share and comment. Also, I have some affiliate links down below for Right On Optics, for Mantis, for US Law Shield, for DryFireMag. If you're looking for some firearms training products or anything of that nature, all the links are down below. I get a small commission off of each one of those, and it really helps the channel out. So if you like this content, really help the channel out by doing those things. And you guys know this. I'm sure everybody that's watching this has watched YouTube before, so you guys know what to do. Anyway, so tack out.